There it is in the distance, Castle Street. Town Hall, Liverpool. And there on top, Minerva, goddess of wisdom, strategy, war. And just to the right of that, the Ivy, a former Bank of England. Stories can be told everywhere on the walls of Liverpool Town Hall. It's like the Raging Bull. Then to the side, we have these. Elephantine, the god of India. More animals. And a lofty looking woman waiting for a weed. Looks like a wild boar or something. And this is Nelson. These guys around the bottom are the prisoners of his battles, French prisoners. Every man to do his duty is the insignia. Presented to Liverpool, it is now a Grade 2 statue and it was presented in 1813. Bottom part is a ventilation duct. Top there's Nelson with his severed arm underneath a flag while he holds aloft his victory, whatever it is. That's Britannia looking down at him in his victory pose, and death is also there. There's death waiting for him. He knows he's gone. The Battle of Trafalgar Square. And up there we see Mercury, Neptune. There's the fawn on the back. Mercury, Neptune, Abundance and Minerva. They've been there for ages as well. And there's another one. The Masons building. Semi-nude women with fruit of the loom all around them. Fruits of abundance and plenty. And commerce was big and business was big. Moving on, we find ourselves at Moorfields, the Lion Tavern, and the railway to its side. And there used to be another shop down there. Walking further on down Tyburn Street, past Exchange Flags, we have Beetham House. And the old Brunny still there. Brunswick Vaults. And just over it, next door, on the left, on the right, Shenanigans. Used to be called the Rising Sun. But it's still there. Then on Hatton Garden we have the Richmond Hotel. It's beautiful edifices, symbology of a bygone era, And now, I believe it's a hotel or houses immigrants. In what capacity, I do not know. Then onto Dale Street, and more grand buildings across all street. And chimney stacks, where chimney stacks? On a nice sunny day in Castle Street, overlooking Queen Elizabeth Law Courts and beyond, and into this gay little alleyway just off it, off Castle Street. A lovely little place to while away the hours. Nice down here. And this end is blocked off, so it seems. Let's go and have a look. Yes, it's blocked off. This end of Dale Street, I am now imprisoned. Obviously, this used to be an old bank, until by the Roman Greco architecture, overlooked by the Watcher on the ledge. And down the dances to the dungeons below. What is here? No one knows. You can't get out, that's for sure. And I'm going to try this way. Out. Out the iron gates. It looks like Petticoat Lane. Except it isn't. It's Sweeting Street. That's sweet. Remnants of the old world. The old cotton world. The old world of cotton pickers. There you have it, Sweeting Street. And on another note, let's get out of here and try this over here. Dale Street. A beautiful street to look at. Beautiful street. Then on to Exchange Street East. And here I've just spotted a marvellous building. And look at that, a loft. The lofty building. Absolutely amazing. And there's our friend on top, the lesser blacked back gull. Absolutely stunning. Then pressing on reminds me of my old school books, Liverpool Education Committee. Then on to Exchange Passage East. Absolutely flawless. Exchange flags. I wonder what's down there. Tormented souls, the French Revolution. What's the story? Morning glory, maybe? And the back of the town hall we see these four beauties on the top, overlooking, making sure everything's in order. The magnificent Exchange flags in all its glory. And then we come to this guy, Field Marshal Haig. What a soldier. Then we end up in Old Hall Street, a street that no longer houses the Echo. George Street, a place frequented by Maybrick, the cotton merchant from Egbert. And here we have the Albany, testament to the old world and the cotton world in the days of James Maybrick and Co. Ormond Street, street of treasures and dreams, and plenty of windows to clean. Memories of the old cotton exchange still ring in my memories. A street full of memories, and the old stanchion posts where the cotton used to be hauled up. Wow. The Lombard Chambers. I bet that rings true for some people. And here we are, the front of the Cotton Exchange. A beautiful building in its tenure, but no more. The grandeur is still there, but the businesses are not. All empty now, all defunct, all victims to the internet and the online markets. And then we turn the corner to the Duke of Earl Street, and we find ourselves at the Cross Keys. Duke of Earl, Duke of Earl, Duke of Earl, Duke of... Enough of that. Still here, the Cross Keys, and nobody in it. Hello, is it me you're looking for? And the eviction specialists, Moorcrofts. And back out onto Old Hall Street, where the old hall and the old hag live. And over the top of the Tesco Express, you see the building that used to be the old Liverpool Echo offices, or whatever it was. Tesco Express has just become a big, massive glass monument with the beggar outside, one on every corner, lonely man here on the corner, the baby seagull looking for scraps on the old Hall Street. And here we are at the back of the Cotton Exchange. Well, I think it's the back or the front, or whatever way you want it. Don't know what this statue is. But this place is a place where you go to get married. You go to marry your partner, whether it be man, woman, or whatever. And the poor little seagull sits patiently by the door, waiting for scraps. And here we are, Fazakerley Street, a place that was revered years ago for all the window cleaners of Liverpool. Morns, the whole leather shop, is down here. Now we have Backstreet VIP members only. I wonder what that is. But Morns was here. It was a window cleaner's paradise. It was a leather shop, and she sold all sorts of gear for the window cleaners of Liverpool. Sadly, it's been devoured now by the internet and the Internet of Things, online shopping. And here it was, but now it's sadly gone and it's been turned into apartments. In a place known to people around here as Fazakerley Street.
These apartments are dear.
Right down the bottom we have the Cotton Exchange. Out of nowhere appeared in all its monstrous glory the Echo offices. Look at that building there. ugly as they come. That's all I can say. And right over you can see over the river to the Mersey Tunnel Towers, or Funnel, and whatever that place is across there, don't know. And this building, as I said earlier, is something to do with the Mersey Tunnels. And there you have it. Mersey Tunnels. That's part of the ventilating system in the tunnel, that. And then I spotted it. Rumford Court. Let's investigate. Rumford Court, or Rumford Terrace, or whatever it was called years ago, was the place where all the rock and roll started. Where all the Teds and the Rockabillys, the Hepcats, the Deep Cats, it all started somewhere around here. And the rock and roll never stopped, but it looks like it has now. A treasure to behold, and the old street lamp in the fashion of Victorian England. The back of Rumford Terrace. No beep-up-bopalula here. Just flats and apartments everywhere. Going for the song. Beep-bop-a-lula, do-re-mi-fa. Beep-bop-a-lula, she's my baby. Beep-bop-a-lula, do-re-mi-fa. Beep-bop-a-lula, she's my baby love, my baby love. Up Rumford Place. Jean Vincent lives at that top flat. The steps to Hades. Where files are still filed. Thousands upon thousands of them, and just left. Takes me back to the old repository days. The St. John's House. Where files and XNs and FNs were just rolling round your brain all day long. And a welcome to America. I wonder what this place was once upon a time. The back of Rumford Terrace. And out of Rumford Court. Back out and back onto the streets. Then it was back on the road again and straight into the Pig and Whistle. And there we have Covent Garden. Open daily. Bring your own butties. Never judge a pub by its cover. Where your nan
Not a
to
brothel
drink.
since 1875.
There he is. Off he goes. To where? No one. And another fancy building right next door to the Pig and Whistle. Obviously, being in its day, was a bank. The size of them doors. The Hargreaves buildings. I remember him, Ronnie Hargreaves, yes. He could flatten you out if he wanted to. Oh yeah. Then, looming, St. Nicholas's of yore. The old church is still here, and I wonder if it still has its crypt. Hotel on the side of it. It used to be shaped like a boat. Yeah. It was the Atlantic Tower Hotel, but is no more. An upper loft on top of the other building next door to St. Nicholas's is less that fella. Mersey Chambers. I wonder what this building was once. Commerce. Fiscal. Who knows? Here inside the garden of St. Nicholas's we find the Garden of Remembrance. It's so exciting. And here it is, the Garden of Remembrance. Bombed during the war. It's still standing at the seafront, where it was once the only thing on the seafront. There he is, Asu, Yahweh. The memorial stone to behold. Let's wash his feet. And there we find in the back of the garden is this fella. Made by the Duke of Edinburgh in 2000. People want the compo money, not the fucking memorial. And there she blows. All lovely and clean. Memorials are everywhere in this garden. For the men that gave their lives. But basically given their lives for nothing. And another new edifice added. The Battle of the Atlantic, whatever that's supposed to mean. And over yonder we can see the cruise ship. Now we're gonna leave. Rest in peace to all the men who gave their lives in the war. In Stanley Street we have Eleanor Rigby, but in the gardens of St. Nicholas's we have this lady lying there on the bench. Who she is beats me. So I've just been reliably informed that it's actually called Jesus. And there is his wounds on his feet. Homeless Jesus. With all the money the church has got, wouldn't you think there'd be no homeless? I've actually been in that at the top. Stood there at the very top where the bell tower is. What a sight. And here we are on the Strand, getting away from the religious bit now. Religion, all it means anyway, is to bind. And there we are, the Mersey docks. Estate. And there we are, going to the front of the pierhead. The library buildings looking over. This bus driver trying to reverse, look. He's hanging the kids on. Liverpool city sights. Down to the rivers of Evermore. But, so it seems, they're locked off now. I used to be able to go all the way down there and get in. But now, no more. Another memorial. In honour of the heroes of the Marine Engine Room, this memorial was erected by international subscription. MCNXV1. I doubt it if you could read that. To the men who worked in the engine room while the other fellas were all firing the guns, these were pulling the switches, putting the kettle on and making the tea. And here we are, the side again of the estuary, Mersey docks and harbour. And there's the boat in all its glory, next door to one of them bushes that I've got in our garden. Chain there. Wow. I once climbed along that when I was a young lad. Wow, that brings back memories. Memories of how stupid we were when we were young, or were we? We're just adventurous. Okay, I'll get you in. Another stone laid for our American helpers. And here we have another one, right outside the Library buildings. In memory of Sir Alfred Lewis Jones, ship owner. One day, my memorial stone will probably be here somewhere. Fruits of industry. Enterprise, and I can't really read the rest. Erected by his fellow citizens. Research. In other words, get a job or get out of town. Probably gonna die. Just been fished out the dock, full of shite. Poor emaciated seagull. By St. George. So long, friends. See you in another life. And so it looks like the jaunt into Liverpool life and the pierhead is coming to an end. With our friends are here to say goodbye. Life will never be the same again. Liverpool has changed from grandeur to fucking Liverpool Museum, another monstrosity. Or maybe it's me who's the monstrosity. Maybe I'm a dinosaur. And Yahweh saying